Hello and welcome to Truckers World for another video. It is part 2 of part 1 if you've seen that. Will I go over my driving hours? So a quick recap. I started off from Yorkshire at about, I think it was about 12:30. Went to Cardiff. You know, you wouldn't think it's such a long journey. It came up on my sat-nav. I've got a good truck sat-nav. 3 hours 53. But, as we all know, going on long journeys, you're only going 56 miles an hour, you're sometimes slowing down to 50, sometimes 40s. That's going to extend anyway, without a doubt, and I kind of felt that way, you know. That's without, obviously, any traffic. And going down there, through the Birmingham area, Friday afternoon, early evening, yeah, you know. I wasn't aware of it at the time, but yeah, traffic did come up. And by the time I got there, I had to take a break before. By the time I got there, I'd driven 5 hours 32 in total. You know, you wouldn't believe it, would you? You really wouldn't believe it. Maybe you would, I don't know. I'm not that experienced when it comes to journeys of that extent. So, the journey back, I took another 45-minute break while I was there. And the journey time was again saying 3 hours 53. I put live traffic on, and that's what it was saying. And I had 4 hours 28 remaining. So not a lot, really, is it? If you think about it, think about traffic, road closures at night time. It wasn't a lot to play with. I phoned them up and I said, I'll see how I go on. But I'll be honest with you, I was in new territory. I was a little bit worried, you know, what was I going to do, how far I was going to leave it. You know, we'd have to pull up on the hard shoulder and just stop. What was the deal, you know? So I didn't like being put in that position, really. Set off, and obviously I drive trucks where I think it's telematics. Your driving obviously is monitored, no harsh braking, no harsh accelerating, etc, etc, etc. But obviously that kind of went out the window a little bit. You know, I was rushing a little bit, safely rushing, but I wasn't coasting, if you know what I mean. So I had to keep it at 56 at all times, as much as I could. Halfway, I kept reading the signs on the M6. A certain junction was delayed 20 minutes. You know, and at this point in time, I'm looking at my sat-nav and the time's adding on a little bit. It's not much, but, you know, a minute here, a minute there, you know, and it's starting to creep up a little bit. So it's not 3 hours 53, it's now 4 hours 10, and, you know, I'm getting a little bit concerned. Fortunately, my sat-nav on live traffic switched routes, and to be fair, it more or less saved my bacon, without a shadow of a doubt. Got back to the yard. I was still 56 all the way through, really trying to, you know, keep my speed up. There wasn't much play. I think I got back and I'd driven, I think it was 9 hours 45, I think it was, when I returned back on site. Okay, 15 minutes to play with, that was fine. But it was a little stress. It really was a bit stressful. By the time I got in the yard, went round, reversed onto the trailer, uncoupled, started driving around again. It's a very, very big yard. I phoned them up. They said you don't have to refuel up because obviously there wasn't much time left. By the time I parked up, the picture that is on display in this video is exactly what it was. 9 hours 55 by the time I'd done all the small business, parked up, switched off the engine. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's probably people out there who literally are on the button, literally on the 10-hour mark, but for me, I felt a bit stressful. Wasn't the easiest time, you know, driving all that way, and I'm hopefully, I don't really want to be put in that position again. Someone's put on there obviously that you can have a look on your manifest, and obviously you can see it's a very, very long drive, not much playtime with. You might want to flag it up and say, look, you know, if traffic goes wrong here, I'm not going to get back on time. I'm going to be out for the night. So maybe next time I can maybe have a more proactive role in that. But I'll be honest, when I first saw it, it did ring some alarm bells, but I thought usually they give you a lot more time, and usually I thought, oh, I might just squeeze that in night time, it should be all right. But I didn't anticipate the amount of time that it would take me beyond 5 hours 32. You know, big difference from 3 hours 53, really. Didn't expect that, and it just stop start, a lot of uphill, downhill, and stop. So much traffic, it was crazy. And then there's a broken down vehicle on the M6 on the way down to Birmingham as well. Just didn't help. But there you go, got through it. Quite glad with myself at the end of the day. Got back home quite tired after that. Yeah, not something I want to do again. I will be looking out for it. But there you go. These things happen. How did I get through it? I just had to constantly look about how much time I had left, constantly monitoring and monitoring. I think within an hour I thought, right, I could probably do this. Just that's what I had to do, is keep monitoring. I kept on phoning up as well, just let them know where I was. That's more what you can do. But I'm telling you, I think I was lucky. Like I said, my sat-nav switched routes. That was the fortunate part. I almost went down a wrong junction as well. There were some tricky ones where I could have took the wrong junction. And I honestly don't know what would have happened. You know, they probably would have had to send a driver to maybe rescue me. But again, you don't want to be put in that position, do you? So, there you go. Right. Hope you've learned a lot from today. Hope you've had a bit of a chuckle. And I'm sure the more experienced drivers out there are probably thinking to themselves, that's nothing. That's child's play. What have I done? You know, by all means, share your comments, share your stories. I appreciate it. Right, thanks for watching. More videos will be coming on soon. Thank you.